Well, good morning to you, my wonderful viewer. Rise and shine with Global Entertainment News Morning Boss. I'm your host, Steven, ready to kickstart your day with all the fresh news and stories right here. With me bringing our own spark to the studio is.
Bella.
All right, let us move into today's headlines, fresh from the Punch and Vanguard newspaper. Today's top story from the Punch: NAFDAC seals shops, arrests six over illegal sales of bleaching creams. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has arrested six persons and sealed over several shops in Sabon Gari, Kano over illegal sales of skin bleaching creams. Kano State Coordinator of NADVAC, Mr. Kasim Ibrahim, disclosed this in a press briefing on Tuesday in Kano. He said the operation follows public complaint received on social media as well as a directive from the agency Director General following complaints received through various social media channels and a directive from the Director General who carried out discreet surveillance and mystery shopping of the products in question. Ibrahim said he explained that the agency investigation uncovered six suspected involved in the distribution and relegated use of bleaching cream. The product was allegedly marketed as beauty spa treatment but contained harmful and unapproved substance. After thorough analysis and robust discussions with identified approximately six individuals involved in these illegal activities, Ibrahim stated.
Well, I would say that this form of a bleaching cream in Nigeria has become a rampant stuff, and even to the point, it's not even the bleaching cream. There's this one, new one that they come that is body treatment. They wanted to treat their body. They want to go use chemical to wash off the black off, and then looking like a snow white. And then I feels like we Africans, we don't really love our skin color to the point that we just wanted to look like the white or represent the white. Why some whites are there are like, oh, this black is beautiful. That your color is beautiful. I like your skin color and all that. But we feels like is not good enough. Instead, we wanted to use all kind of chemicals. The bleaching cream is not even the problem here. But if you go to so many dermatologists now, you see what they are doing with when it comes to chemical. You see some people using a chemical to peel off the skin color, and then the next all they just wanted to look like is like a snow white, and that is not even helping. You are causing damage, you are causing cancer to your skin, you are causing a whole lot of disease, and causing them, putting them into your skin. It won't last. If you're going to find out now, you're going to find out that some of them has already developed a kidney failure and all that, all in the name that they wanted to take supplement, they wanted to bleach their cream, they wanted to use chemical to wash off the melanin in their skin, and then just I don't really understand.
Well, I think this is actually something that we need to be cautious about when it comes to using substance and applying things on the body, especially skincare, so-called skincare named about, because it's actually rampant, not only in Kano State, worldwide, everywhere. We see beauty spas, we see so many people come online say they produce skincare for themselves without having that number to it. And I think this is something we really need to emphasize on to avoid more casualties. All right, moving up to our next story from the Punch this morning. Police nabbed wanted armed robber terrorizing Adamawa, Kobe Road. The Adamawa State Police Command has arrested a 29-year-old suspected armed robber, Zafania Zafania Alfred, who had been on the command wanted list for violent crimes around the Numan Gombe Road axis of the state. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the state police public relations officer Suleiman Nguroji said the arrest followed a complaint by one Ibrahim Maikano, who reported to the police that the suspect had threatened to kill him. On the strength of that, the operative of the command attached to Numan Division Police Headquarters, led by the Divisional Police Officer (DPO), apprehended the suspect Zafana Alfred, 29-year-old. The statement partly read. Inglewood disclosed that the suspect had long been wanted by the command for the involvement in armed robbery activities that had terrorized Numan Kobe Road and surrounding areas.
So that thing of let me say terrorizing a particular area in the name of being a kidnapper or an armed robber is actually a very sad one for a 29-year-old person that you still have enough of life ahead of you. And right now you are going to be facing the law and probably you'll spend at least not 5 to 10 years in imprisonment for all the crime that you have committed, because since it has been on a wanted list, it's not going to look like a very small case but actually a very big one for the court to judge as well. And this is really sad. This is what we have been talking about, that illegal stuff is not something that anyone should be proud to actually put their life into, because the laws that govern all these things says that whoever that is being caught in this kind of a thing is either you're going to pay a fine if it is a minor one, or if it is a big one, you're going to spend years in the prison, neither being death penalty and all that. And it's really sad. You don't have to put your life on the line all in the name that you wanted
Well,
to be. It's sad.
this one, you should know that this kind of person is actually for him to be in a wanted list, he has been doing this for a long time. He was actually caught with one local pistol, two live AK-47 ammunition, and one live pistol ammunition, one cartridge, pairs of military camouflage uniform. Just imagine someone using military camouflage uniform to operate. Definitely, you should know that this person has been in this game for a long time. All
Exactly.
right, moving on to our next story we have for you from the Punch today. IBEDC disconnects Ibadan train station over unpaid bills. The Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company says it disconnected the Obafemi Awolowo train station in Moyina, Ibadan, Oyo State due to non-payment of electricity bills. According to the different posts by the IBEDC, the Moyina 33 kV feeder supplying electricity to the train station was disconnected over unpaid debts. Our correspondent learns that the train station was disconnected last month and has since remained without a power supply for, from the grid as of the time of the report. It was gathered that the train station was migrated to Band A last year, and this raised its bills to over 200%. Wow. This is actually what we are talking about. Just imagine you being paid, you are paying a normal amount before, and this ban A is being imposed. Is it that the government or this distribution company are actually using this ban A for them to make money for themselves? Obviously, because this is what I see. This is how I see this being played. Because you cannot say because we are using band A, band A does not qualify you for you to be having light 24 hours. Even though you're having light 24 hours, does not mean your bill should be over 100%. It's what if it's even minus 200%, over 200%, just like times two of what you are paying before. It's actually very, very wrong to me, the way I see it.
Well, I'm going to say that this talk of Nigerian electricity, saying that there's going to be a line of band A, band B, and band C to the even band E as well, is like kind of a form of scam. I'll say that the electricity distributor is using this as a form of scam, because even if you are still going to be in band A, the only thing that is qualified of you is paying a higher amount than any other, and then it's not going to guarantee you into this thing. This is a one Nigeria. This is a very a large country. So if there is going to be anything like there is a line, it should not be more than two lines for every individual in the country to be using. But right now, even those that is even in band A are still facing the same problem that those in band E are facing, because there is no like 24 hours. The whole let me say country grid collapse every three days. How many times has it collapsed in this year now? We are counting into four, and then that is really sad. There's nothing being done. Imagine a train station that, let me say, a government provide train station is being cut off for not paying their bills in electricity. It's really sad.
It shows that our government are not even capable for them to even start that train station, obviously. Well, moving on to our next story, moving away from electricity, federal government, Indian partner to halt codeine syrup production. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has said Nigeria recently signed a memorandum of understanding with India to prevent the production of codeine-based syndrome syrup from importation into Nigeria. This is even as the agency reiterated that it is strengthening action and cooperation in curtailing the availability, accessibility, and affordability of drugs. The Apapa strategic commander of the NDLA, Buba Wakawa, disclosed this on Monday while addressing journalists at the command as part of activity to mark the commemoration of the 2025 International Drug Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking. He said that the event, which has been built to take place on Thursday, has been themed "The evidence is clear. Invest in prevention, break the cycle."
I would say that this is not just about the coding of a thing. There are so many cough syrup in Nigeria that actually has enough of ethanol in it that can knock people out the moment you take it. And then I think that many young, I wonder who actually discovered codeine as a, because it's supposed to be a cough syrup that one will take and then it has to cure a cough. But I wonder who actually take the overdose amount of it and then it feels like it puts me into the state of hallucination and then the next thing it knocks me off. I can sleep. Codeine is measured. It has a cap that you can take for the 5 ml and all that. But this time around, there's a lot of drug abuse in Nigeria. When it comes to the normal supplement of normal production of drug, codeine, and all those cough syrup that they know that it contains enough of ethanol that can actually knock them out, they tend to buy it more. And then we don't have a drug control in Nigeria. I can just go to the pharmacy today and then the drugs that I know that even a doctor, unless it has a good license, if you travel outside the country, you can't just purchase the drug. But here in Nigeria, me as an ordinary citizen, I can just go into a pharmacy and say that I need this drug without being questioned, and then it will be given on to me. Even on the roadside, you see people hawking drugs up and down. And then those supposed to be a rules and regulation, even those that actually study pharmacy, they have to know that this certain person does not have to just walk into the shop and says that I needed this without a doctor recommendation. If that is going to continue happening in Nigeria, Indians are not supposed to be at fault here, telling them that they have to cut the supply of codeine into Nigeria. We Nigerian and the government have to give rules and regulation, and those who've been caught on lawful drugs has to be arrested and fined for that. Then that is the way we are going to control drug abuse in Nigeria. Because the more you are going to say that, okay, let's cut India off because we feel that the drugs they are importing to Nigeria, it's actually causing drug abuse, then how are we going to control ourselves? If anybody can walk into a pharmacy and just say that I needed codeine, I need 2 bottles, you don't even know what the person, you just give it because you know that this thing is selling. Imagine pharmacy increasing the price because they know that this thing has ethanol and it's being abused, and then people are taking it, increase the price because they wants to sell it. So we have to caution our pharmacy. After cautioning our pharmacy, then we have to make sure that people being caught or any pharmacy selling out unlawful without a doctor recommendation has to be arrested and their shop should be closed down as well.
Well, I second that, but what I was trying to talk about is Indians also have their own roles to play because most of all these drugs started being abused in India before being distributed outside. But apart from the fact that the NDLA needs to make this enforcement very critical, they have to start from how this shipment is being brought into the country. Good. You can't stop a manufacturing country and company to stop producing what he or she is producing because the country is abusing it. But what our NDLA needs to understand is that these drugs is something they sell in their own country. They are just trying to help. What if it's a 50-50 things? If 50 part of the masses are abusing it, 50 part of the masses are using it for the right use. If this drug is actually prescribed for a patient to be used, and because the country has seen that it's being abused, you shouldn't use it. Just like you saying Because just imagine one day now we start hearing that paracetamol it has its own effect that people start using it, and you say because people are now using paracetamol a lot, we should ban it or stop the supply of paracetamol. It doesn't work that way. What the NDLEA need to look at is that okay, let's look how this thing comes in and who is it being shipped to, and the person being shipped to it is and giving the instruction to the pharmacist also to be able to sell to the right people. If you don't have a
Doctor's report.
report, you shouldn't get some drugs, or probably a pharmacy report, or you before you even get a job, go to a pharmacy.
All those
All pharmaceutical store should have a standby pharmacy in that.
and
If
all
you
those
have
that
an
are
issue, probably you have a body problem, go to that pharmacist first, explain yourself to the person. The person should be able to, if you don't want to write the drugs you need, then after taking that drug, you now take that drug to the same pharmacist where you are, to those on the counter, they'll tell you the price. If things are being done that way, I tell you, all these things will be regulated.
and those that are hawking drugs on the road as well needed to be
And those
stopped.
ones need to be stopped because it's not something you shouldn't even walking drugs on the road.
Even in the motor park, you're going to see them hawking drugs and then making adverts about it and all that. So all this needed to be regulated and then be stopped at.
Because if things are being done that way, if we start seeing abuse coming from a particular store, so probably someone is being caught. Where did you get this from? I got it from this store. You take that person, that suspect to that store, then the store faces the law. If things are
Exactly.
being done that way, it will give more awareness to other stores not to sell things out that way. All right,
Exactly.
moving up to our top story today from Vanguard newspaper. 20 soldiers squad of bandits dies in Niger clash. We lost 17 men, army military to deploy 800 special force to high-risk combat zone. No fewer than 20 soldiers were reportedly killed by bandits who stormed two military camps in Mariga local government area of Niger State on Tuesday, while several others were injured. However, an unspecified number of bandits were gunned down by soldiers during the combat that ensured, but the army said 17 members were killed in the encounter. 17 corpses of the soldiers were, however, said to have been recovered from the bush while the search for the recovery of others continues. This came as the Chief of Defence Staff (CDS) General Christopher Musa as a different event said the military was set to deploy over 800 well-trained and combat-ready special forces into operational areas to tackle the myriad of security challenges facing the nation.
Well, it's a sad one. I would say that this is a very sad one, and it's really sad to the point that you need to see that photo on that news. You are seeing the gun that the soldiers were actually holding, and then it's not even appropriate for a Nigerian military man to still be holding this type of a weapon and then trying to go in for a war at the same time. This is something that's supposed to be given to the police that is somewhere nearby on the roadside, just in case of an armed robbery and all that. Not in a world like you're facing a terrorist that has AK-47 that actually have a pump action and all that, and then you are going with just a it's not supposed to be. But here in Nigeria, everything goes. I saw a video yesterday where some of those military men were being laid on hospital bed. You need to see the hospital bed. One was even laying down on a ring, like there was no mattress on that wheel, but it was just laying down there. Someone that has an injury, and the person that was giving them treatment has to climb the bed and then cross the leg over the next person and trying. That was that supposed to be?
Well, it's one. This is one of the discouragement people really face when it comes to joining the military because gone are those days where the military are being attended to regularly and being attended to well. It's because what Nigeria are really facing is that when you get to a particular field in the military, that's when you enjoy it. Just like also by police force also, there are some people being forced out to face in crimes, facing dangers, while some are the ones in the office really enjoying themselves.
Exactly.
It's because they feel that we have passed that stage and we don't need to be going to war zone and everything. But those people in charge need to understand that everybody are equal when you're in that state and make everybody feel okay. If the armies are being respected when it comes to their welfare and everything, I tell you, we will not be having issues of them being even scared to go into wars like that. Because most of them,
Exactly.
most of them at the end, when they even die in battle, the military will find it hard to locate their bodies and locate their family, and go to their family and give them what they do are supposed to receive. But it's actually very sad, I tell you.
Exactly.
All right, moving on to our next story from Vanguard newspaper this morning. Bomb explosion kills five, injures many in Imo market. Tragedy struck on Tuesday as a bomb explosion rocked Ubaizim market in Awo Idimili, Osun local government area of Imo State, killing at least five people and leaving many others injured. According to eyewitness account, the explosion occurred around noon shortly after trading activities had commenced for the day. The blast tore through parts of the market, leaving bodies scattered, leaving so many bodies scattered, I tell you.
Well, it's actually a sad one for us to be experiencing that right now in Nigeria, where there's security personnel. We don't know who planted that bomb there, and then we have already heard the news of losing almost five people being killed and many being injured. It's a sad one. I think a whole lot needed to be wiped out of this country so that we can actually have a good, let me say, a good life and a good mind at rest, because we can't be going to the market and then be scared of not being bombed out, or going to the let me say, going to the our house and then be scared of all that. It's really sad, and then there's nothing we can do.
All right, we also come to the end of today's morning show. I still remain that your host, Ubu Steven. Don't be sure to join us next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms for more news and updates in the world of sport, world of news. See you next time. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.